Hello and welcome to another video. As you can see, we're not in the studio because we're bringing you our annual favorite video on the channel. Welcome to another Web Summit, Lisbon 2025.
Ever wonder where the next big tech idea gets launched before they hit your Instagram feed? That's WebSummit Lisbon. It's a massive annual tech conference in Lisbon, Portugal, where startups, investors, big tech, media, and policymakers all show up in the same place at the same time. It's a giant matchmaking event for business, pitching, partnerships, funding, hiring, and thousands of our conversations happening in hallways and coffee lines. If you're into e-commerce, Amazon, AI, marketing, or building a brand, Web Summit is basically a front row seat to what's coming next.
So in this video, we have a few challenges to complete. One, I need to introduce you to great startups in the e-commerce space. Number two, I need to speak on stage about Amazon Sellers Society. Number three, I need to go to the Amazon Sellers Society booth and meet people that are coming to the booth. Let's complete all of the challenges together in this video. Name of the company.
Hi, my name is Chris. I'm one of the founders of Wearfits company.
From Poland.
From Poland.
So Chris, tell us a little bit more about Wearfits.
So Wearfits, it's a company which is providing augmented reality try-on solutions for the apparel market. In our case right now, we've got two ready products. One is a shoe try-on, another one is a bag try-on. So basically what it means that you can try on virtually those goods while buying online.
You're solving one of the biggest problems for e-commerce companies probably and e-commerce sellers. But who is the user of Wearfits? Like, is it the e-commerce seller themselves, a website owner? Who would be the right ideal user for you?
Well, depends on the business model on the other side. I think our product is perfectly tailored for large e-commerce entities when they have a large volume of products which they need to be tried virtually, so they can reduce the amount of returns.
Yeah. That is the main problem. The problem is high returns for these types of products.
Yeah. So returns are mainly because of two factors. One is the mismatch of the size. The second was a visual mismatch. So either you like your product or not. And as we know, most of the try-ons are like a visual try-ons. When you buy the shoes, you, in most cases, try to match the shoe with a particular set of cloths. And that's why, having this solution, you can match the shoe to a particular cloth. That's why, hopefully, our solution will reduce the amount of returns.
Your name and the name of the startup.
Okay, so my name is Saba. I am the CEO and co-founder of Clicks.
So let's start with you telling us what Clicks does, yeah?
Sure. So Clicks is a SaaS platform that helps e-commerce brands to create and launch marketing games, and we give them predictive insights and analysis on how to improve their conversions and how to get more sales.
But who is the, who's the, if you like, user of Clicks? Would it be, I'm guessing it's
Like
B2B,
user?
right? Yeah. Yeah.
So the customer is actually an e-commerce brand, but our end users are people who go on those e-commerce brands' websites or applications.
So if somebody wants to use Clicks, let's say an e-commerce seller, what would be the next step for them?
So for them, next step would be to sign up, and they would just fill out a very small blank, and then they can create the marketing game and then integrate it on their preferred integration way. It can be embed, it can be a code, it can be API. So we are very flexible in terms of that. And we have 7 days trial, and then you can try if it works for you, and then go on the subscription mode.
Is there a certain type of e-commerce seller that would benefit from Clicks?
Yes, retail is our primary goal, and especially e-commerce stores that are launched on Shopify.
So we support sellers, hence the name Amazon Sellers Society, in the Middle East. So tell us your name and the name of your startup.
Yeah, so I'm Samantha, and my startup is Poppy Furniture.
That was easy. You're a natural. So Sam, tell us a little bit more about Poppy Furniture, what you guys do, who do you serve?
Perfect. So we are a furniture rental platform. So we connect quality, built-to-last furniture brands with the growing demographic of rental-minded consumers. We were essentially built out of, honestly, a personal frustration. I'm a serial renter. I've also relocated to far too many cities and moved far too many times. And currently the only option that exists for renters is one, spend an insane amount of money on quality furniture, but then when you move, you relocate, you don't know what to do with that furniture, and it's such a waste of money. The second is going the fast furniture route, so going to IKEA or Wayfair and essentially having a disposable attitude when it comes to your furniture. It doesn't last, it doesn't end up looking that good for that long, and it ultimately ends up in landfill. So what we're trying to do is kind of bridge the gap. So essentially the renters have access to quality furniture for an affordable monthly fee, and then when they don't need that furniture anymore, it's fine. They can they can return the item. It means less items are ending up in landfill, and more people are not having this disposable attitude when it comes to furniture.
So you're essentially putting Facebook Marketplace out of business. No, it's a completely different solution, which I really like. But so you're the marketplace in the middle.
Correct. Yes.
And how are you able to, right now, are you focusing on the end consumer, or are you focusing on onboarding more furniture or supplies?
Yeah, so it's actually been one of the easier tasks is getting furniture brands on board, just because I think they know the how commercially successful the rental market could be. So we have 18 suppliers on already. We just launched in February this year, and we have another 30 brands that are ready to kind of get onto the platform. So it's been one of the easier tasks, I would say. 9 times out of 10 when we speak to a brand and we say, have you thought about the rental market? They go, we've been banging on about the rental market for so long. We just don't have the infrastructure to handle reverse logistics. So we say to them, don't worry, you focus on creating, designing, manufacturing beautiful products. We'll handle the reverse logistics. So right now we're really focused on getting the consumers. So we're adopting a B2B2C approach. So we're working with service-based accommodation providers and also build-to-rent developers. So typically what these developers would do is purchase inventory at trade, but from one supplier, and then furnish the entire development with the exact same furniture in each development. It's quite typically low-cost furniture, so it ends up depreciating quite quickly, and they have big write-offs every 2 to 3 years. What we say to them is saying, don't buy furniture, rent with us instead, and you can actually have this shift from CapEx to OpEx. It de-risks any sort of inventory write-offs, and you also have alignment with when you have somebody in that unit and when you have expenses on when you're renting furniture. We also are working with a lot of interior designers for these developments to say, all right, we have one development where we have an option of 10 different designs at different price points and different styles. That tenant can then come in and choose the furniture that they actually like. So you're not getting every single person have the exact same furniture in their home, because that's just not how we live anymore. People want personalization in their home, they want quality, but they also want flexibility and convenience. Not everybody can be the crazy person on Facebook Marketplace with the sofa on the subway. It's just not feasible. So what we're saying is you can have all the choice, all the convenience at a really accessible price point. So our kind of entry tier as a price point is for a 1-bedroom, a fully furnished turnkey 1-bedroom. Is £125 per month. So they just pay. We don't take any deposit. There's no upfront cost. There's no commitment to own. You just pay £125 if you wanted to rent that furniture, that 1-bedroom turnkey bundle per month. We also have premium ranges, which are a bit more expensive. So it's quite an accessible price point for what you're getting. We're not dealing with cheap quality furniture. Everything is built to last. And then on the other side of the platform, the furniture brands are making more money as well by renting something 3-4 times as opposed to just selling it once. And the biggest thing for the brand is they're getting access to this customer that they would have never had access to before. Yeah.
As you're talking, I can think about the millions of use cases.
Yeah.
But right now, Poppy Furniture, your company is based in London, UK.
Yes.
You're only serving the UK market.
Correct.
I think you can certainly go into a lot of markets,
I
but
know.
are you thinking of do you have a plan in
Yes,
mind? We want
yeah.
you to come to Dubai because
Yes,
you know this is
I love that you said Dubai. So basically, the use case for Poppy is expensive city, transient population, and then high rental community, right? So I love that you said Dubai because that is definitely on our radar. You have a huge expat community. You've got a high transient population, and then you also have people that also want nice things in their home, right? You know, like we deserve nice things in our home. So there is, you know, a kind of EMEA expansion on the roadmap, which obviously includes the Middle East as well. But cities like Dublin or Frankfurt, one of the other, I know I said we're focused on the developer space, but we're also focused on the global relocation sector. So big companies or big consulting firms that are moving people, you know, that are time poor, that are regularly moving people in and out of London, in and out of the Middle East to other kind of big cities as well. Where I know when I relocated from Sydney to London, I was probably on like a 30K salary when I moved when I was 19, but my company spent probably like 20K on a shipping container for me to move from Sydney to London, which is obscene, right? So much money being spent on, you know, ship. And I was 19, I had no furniture, so it didn't make any sense. But they already have this in their budget, these big corporates that are relocating, so it doesn't really make sense for them to ship furniture. It should be, okay, you get a voucher as part of a relocation package, and then you can revamp that space. You know that that furniture is going to work in that house, because you don't necessarily know that furniture can't move from one place to another and fit perfectly, especially bulky items. So there's really big use case for like the global relocation sector as well.